Good morning, survivors. Welcome back to Sona Awareness. I want to encourage you guys, if you haven't done so already, to follow me on Instagram. I have my Instagram name and a link in the description below. I am about to make my account private on Instagram, and if I'll do it by the end of this week. So if you haven't already subscribed, then you probably will have to show me a picture or something, because I never know if it's the I'm just being real careful about the narcissism stuff in my personal situation. I do want to do live and stuff at some point on Instagram. So yeah. So I'm going to get into this video. I want to talk about your boss being a narcissist. Right now, I want to tell you something, encouraging for you, those of you that are dealing with the boss that's a narcissist. I know it's a very difficult thing to do, but my boss was a narcissist, and she had grown men and grown women just crying. She was, breaking people down mentally, emotionally. She just always had this way about making people feel like they were never doing their job right, or they were violating something. So she would have the higher ups on her side. The directors of the whole company on her side. She didn't mind firing people. She actually had something to do with firing a lot of people. She's been there for a long time, and it was just crazy. She would break people down. They would be crying, and she was just very hateful, just carried all this hatred with her. And she rolled with like a clique of other, when she came to see, other employees, she rolled with like a clique of people. It was like a posse or a team or something. She rolled with other supervisors and things of that nature. And it was just so intimidating for everybody there. It was very tough. And I wanted to tell you guys that she was trying to break me down. She was trying to break me down. She was on me. She was putting me to work with all guys sometime. Then she would put me to work with all females sometime. And then she had me working by myself. So she was just trying to see what my weaknesses were. It was something else. What I did to deal with her, I started reading my Bible, and I just started being real quiet. I didn't talk to the other employees about her. I didn't care what she did. I wasn't gossiping about her, because it was a tricky situation. I knew it could possibly get back to her. I felt that, something told me, don't say anything to anybody about what's going on here. If you want to talk to somebody that doesn't work for the company about what's going on. So I never said anything. I got so quiet. So I started reading my Bible. The type of work I was doing, I could read, and sit down, I could read and all of those things. So I read and I read and I read. So by the time she would come there to, come see what I was doing, because she was like a stalker at the job, just coming to see what everybody was doing. They were doing their job the way she wanted you, because you had to do your job the way she wanted you to do it. It had to be her way or no way at all. So she came to me, and I just started talking about stories from the Bible, like the story of Job, and different things that going on in the Bible, Revelations. And she just looked at me like I was completely nuts. She just lost interest in me, and she was just like, oh, okay, I'll see you later. And she just flew out of there. So that is so interesting to me. Just, it's so interesting. She flew out of there, and it's like she just lost interest in me. It's like I was just no interest to her. And she was trying to mirror me to see if she could mirror what I was doing, who I was as a person, but she couldn't do it. So she just kind of stayed away from me, pretty much just left me alone. There were cameras all over that job, and I know she was watching me on the cameras. I just had a feeling, but she just really didn't bother me much. And one day she came to me and she said, with her posse, and I was just like, I hope this is working. This stuff is working, me praying and all this stuff. She came to me and she said, you're doing a good job. I was like, what? I thought she was going to, bash me like she bashes everybody else. She'll find a way to try to make it seem like you're not doing your job right, as if you're breaking some type of policies. and she was up there with the directors and people, and changing policies and stuff every other day. So people coming in to work really didn't know, because it was policy changing all the time, and she was firing people left and right. So that's a little bit of encouragement for you guys, for those of you that are spiritual. It does work. Just talk about, spiritual things. They find it very boring, and they just can't be that positive. They can't do it. It's the light, and they are living in the darkness, so they're going to run from the light. For those of you, that's a little bit of encouragement. If those of you that are in those type of work environments, very toxic. I did end up leaving that job, but I left. I put in my notice, and I didn't tell anybody what I was doing. I quit. Yeah, I just didn't like the toxic environment. I didn't like the way they would let her run so many things and hurting other people. So I quit. She called me on the phone. She said, "You're leaving?" I said, "Yes." She said, "Where you going?" I said, "I'd rather not say." And she said, "Oh, well, you can leave now. You don't have to do a 2 weeks notice." She just acted like she was hurt, because she didn't know my moves. She didn't know my plans. So I just went so quiet. Nobody knew anything at that job. I had to be that way. I couldn't, tell the other workers what I was doing, because people talk so much, and that's the best way that I saw fit that I had to do. So yeah, she couldn't stand it. She hated the fact that she could not figure me out. I had too much light in me for her, so she didn't like it. So that's some encouragement for you guys. Tell me if your boss is a narcissist, or if you think your boss is a narcissist, guys. And yeah, again, I will be making my Instagram private, and I want to do some live stories soon. So if you haven't done so, guys, please subscribe. And thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Bye.